Good afternoon, YouTube. Ain't no such thing as the best 22 LR ammunition. I saw a video that was kind of titled the best 22 LR ammo, and I'm kind of thinking, yeah, somebody got to be on drugs to be doing that, because there is no such thing. Now, there is a such thing, by the way, as the best 22 LR ammo for your particular gun, or maybe there's a couple of different ammos that'll work in 22 LR that are going to do equally the same. But if they're not equal, they're not made for it. That's the thing. So I want to kind of grab your attention a little bit to the screen here. I've got this paused, and this way YouTube stays off my neck. So this is titled Hybrid Super 22 Rifle, Cyclops Videos, Joe W. Rea. I watched this guy off and on, and he's a really good guy, okay, and he knows his stuff really well. Now, it really doesn't matter what firearm he is shooting. It is a modified Kimber, but it doesn't matter. He calls it his Franken gun, 4-pound trigger pull, kind of complains about the 4 pounds. I kind of would too. So yeah, let's drop that down in half or less would be awesome. Anyway, but it doesn't matter really how much you pay for a 22 LR gun, okay? What matters the most is that the barrel is true. So in other words, if you were to take the barrel off the gun and roll it on a flat surface, it would roll true and it wouldn't have any little bubbles in it, you know what I mean? And it's got to be drilled properly front to back. You've got to have a good crown on it, good rifling in it. If you got all that taken care of and everything is assembled properly, you know, to make it a complete gun, I see no reason why you can't get dead perfect bullseyes with any gun, okay? It's just to find that right ammo. You've got to be a good shooter yourself. You've got to know that gun. You've got to know about the trigger pull and, you know, how to squeeze / pull trigger or tap trigger, whatever the firearm is. And you've got to spend a lot of money on different types of ammo. And I only brought out a few here. But you've got to spend a lot of money on little boxes of 50, or if you can only get it in a 100 box, fine. But, you know, either way, you've got to try all the different ammos that are available to you so that you can see what's going to work. And whatever is not available at your local shop, and if they can't get something in that you found elsewhere, then order the damn stuff in and check it out. Now, the gun store I deal with is literally like a couple minutes up the road, okay? And they have the Ely Contact not on their website, but because they're an Ely dealer, they only list 2 Ely particular brands on their website that they even carry in stock. Now that could be because of popularity. Who the heck knows? I don't friggin' know. So I talked to them because I told them I saw Cyclops' video on this and I want to try it out myself. Now, I don't have, you know, even this kind of a maybe value of gun. I mean, I've got a $400 Savage GXP. I've got a, you know, basically about a $300 and some odd dollar Savage 64F because prices went up. Great. 2 days prior, I should have gone in, got it for $259, but whatever. But anyways, they split the difference on the price because it was only like a day difference. And then, of course, I've got an old Russian TAZ. It's a USSR TAZ 8M 22 cal single shot. Now, this is a 22 cal single shot as well, so it's not a repeater, so no mags. And then I've got this Rossi, which you just literally change the whole barrel off the action, so it's 22 and 410. They even have a triple caliber and other versions, whatever. So, but I thought, you know what? He's got, like, if he was one click literally to the left, they would all be in the same spot, dead bullseye. And he's shooting at 50 yards. But he does have a little bit of a wind on the range. He is at 50 yards. So, yeah, the bullet kind of, you know, one kind of kissed the edge here, just barely kissed the orange. And same here with another shot. Everything else is like in the middle here. And, you know, but if you wanted to compensate, you could go hold over. Which is kind of really super tricky because it's such a small amount. I would just go one click, and you know that's negligible. At 50, that's 1/8 of an inch, really. You know, depending on your scope and how your dial works. But I thought, you know, I'd never heard of Ely Contact, and I've got other Ely ammunition, but I've also got a lot of other stuff too. And I've tried some of my ammo out, obviously, and found out that, well, Blazer sucks. This American Eagle crap, it sucks. The standards seem to be okay, and we're going to have to redo everything from scratch because I made a couple boo-boos myself and should have really set my gun up to begin with, locked down solid so I could make sure my scope was at least clear, even though I was with a cobbled rest. I would have done a lot better. But unfortunately, well, I guess my eyes don't do as well as they used to. But I've since then thrown the bipod on each one of my firearms that are going to be used for 22 cal with scopes, and I've made sure that they sit level and square, and they do. So there's no problems with my bipod, so no reason to put cardboard this time. And then I checked my scopes to see how out they were, and well, it was out, so had to correct it. So anyway, hopefully next week we can get out to the range at some point and get that going and start sighting in our guns and seeing what they like. So I'm going to bring all 422s with me, and probably bring my new shotgun as well, see if I got time to pattern it, because I'm going to be there for about 4 or 5 hours anyhow, so I need something to do. But I'm going to bring all my 22 ammo, obviously, because I need to test it. So now he's got other ammos he tries after the Eley on the video, and he's got a few before he tests the Eley Contact. So you're going to see how the ammo is grouping out of his gun. And that's the important part here, is ammunition, it gets chosen by the gun. So the gun says, I don't like this shit, get rid of it. You know, let's try something else. So you try something else, and you try something else, until you get an ammunition that is giving you bullseyes. When you've got really good repetitive bullseyes, you've got the right ammo for that gun, and that's all there is to it. Now, once you find that ammo, obviously mark it down for that gun, okay? Now, I don't know where you want to sight in for. It's kind of up to you. Right now, I'm sighting my 22s, the two main ones at least, both at 25 yards because I'm using them for grouse. And grouse, we're normally using shotguns, but you can also hunt grouse with a 22. So, and I would rather the 22, but I have the shotgun as a backup, as another option if it doesn't work out for me. So I like to have the options with me when I'm out. So that's the thing. And I'm not sure which one's going to go which way. I've never gun hunted before with a firearm because I just got my PAL in this year. So, I mean, I've done pest control and crap with a pellet gun. That's one thing, and they're non-PAL, and they'll take out small game, and they'll take out, you know, even grouse. But the thing is September is when grouse season starts, and it gets cooler. CO2 gas is no good for that. I lose too much speed because of the CO2 gas. And I don't have a PCP rifle or a pump-up pneumatic rifle, which are not affected by any weather. So I figured, well, I'm going to use firearms. I want to use a couple 22s. I got a bolt-action repeater, and then I've got my semi-automatic, and then, of course, I've got my new shotgun that I got today, my pump action. So that's what we're going to take, and we're going to see. But I got to pattern that shotgun, too. So if anybody tries to tell you that there is a best of ammo, they're wrong. Now, I do highly recommend this, okay? This should be one of the ammos you try in your 22s. And the reason for that is CCI standard is very compatible in a lot of different 22 caliber firearms, regardless of their age or whatever. It is very compatible stuff. So you have a really good chance that you can get some good groups with this. You might even get dime perfect, which is great because, hey, at $7 a box, well, this is like $7.99 now. Prices of ammo are going up, right? That's a lot better price to pay than, say, $15 a box that I paid for this stuff. So, but, you know, it's not up to me. It's not up to you. It's up to the gun, what it is going to do the best with, okay? And you, as a shooter, should never, ever be satisfied with anything less than bullseye quality at the ranges in which your gun is good for and the caliber in which you're running too. So this video is not just about 22. This is like, we're talking like 308s, 30-06, 30-30, 243, 223, whatever caliber rifle you have. Find the right ammo and know the range of the maximum range of that gun's full accuracy capability before it falls out. and find the ammo that gun just absolutely will give you those bullseyes. There's no excuse, okay? As long as, like I said at the beginning of the video, how the gun should be, that's the important thing. Then the rest of it is whether or not you're even a good shot or not yourself, because you've got to know how to breathe when you pull that trigger, or you're going to jump it, okay? And that sucks. You've got to, either wear glasses if you do, wear your glasses with your scope. Make sure that your scope, if you have fixed parallax scope, which sucks, make sure that you're at that parallax or further away. Never ever be on the inside of that parallax, okay? Because otherwise, good luck. You're not going to get very far too easily, okay? Not many people on this planet can actually continually go into that exact precise spot every single time when they're inside the parallax, okay? It's very critical that you be dead perfect on every time, so you don't want those crosshairs to move, right? This is why I keep recommending to people, including my friends, buy a friggin' scope with adjustable optical. You'll never regret it. And even since I got into those scopes, I've never looked back. Even though I do have one scope that has a fixed parallax, it's because it came with the gun. That's what they supplied. I don't even know where the parallax is on that thing, because it's a generic scope. There's no info on it, so I don't know. We'll figure it out, though. But it's on my Russian TAS, which is going to be my long-range sniper gun for having sniper fun at the range, at long range with. So, but, because it's just too big and too damn heavy to take it hunting. It's just not practical. But I like the gun, though. It's a fun gun. But anyway, I just want to touch base with you guys on that info. Don't believe all this garbage that's out there. There's no best ammo other than the ammo that runs for your specific firearm. And even if you've watched 30 or 40 videos on one particular gun model, like the most popular out there right now is still the 64F by Savage. Well, fine. A lot of people have good luck with that CCI standard, but a few people have not, because it's not a consistent enough thing when we build products that we can expect that every single Savage 64 should be running perfect with CCI standard. In fact, I don't even think I've even seen a video yet where somebody's shooting on paper with a 64F where they are getting perfect results. The groups are just a little bit too big, and you shouldn't be accepting second rate. It's first rate, or figure out what's wrong, okay? And it's nothing for even retouching up the crown. Even if the crown looks good, maybe you're not having good luck with any of your ammo choices. It could just be the crown. You don't know. But I would suggest trying your gun as it is, seeing how it works, and then just go from there with it. You will find the right ammo that the gun loves. You may even find 2 or 3 brands that will go dime on bullseyes. And that's fantastic too. But, I mean, I never hold my breath on it, but I've only ever a couple of times come across a couple of air guns that would run 2 completely different ammos absolutely perfect. And that's a hard run. And trust me, I've been shooting air guns, pellet guns, air guns, for, in a couple more years it'll be officially 50. But I've not only shot them, but I've owned hundreds and hundreds of them. I've used to sell them for a living too. On top of that, I used to fix them, modify them for people, and dress up stuff, functional and just glitter. Okay, so I know my air guns all too well, and I know about ammunition, I know about ballistics, I know about the curvatures, all that jazz. And yeah, those guns, they choose the ammo, not your pocketbook. Okay, but do try the cheap stuff too, because I've seen some cheap ammo even in pellet guns that does friggin' amazing, and I'm like, I really am scared to load it in. It just looks like it looks like somebody stamped it out with a friggin' punch or something. It's just that ugly, but I've seen even that stuff do really good. And that's the Chinese IESCO pellets. They're really shitty made, but you know what? I've seen them shoot amazingly out of some air guns, and I don't know how, but it does, so you never know, right? Anyway, that's all I got for you on this video. Comments go down below. You know the deal. Stay tuned for a lot more stuff on guns. We're going to be able to get out to the range probably next week if the weather clears up. I just found out that I'll have my membership on Tuesday, so that's great. And then I can head down to the club, do some shooting for you guys, shoot some video. We just got to wait, make sure the weather's going to be okay, because we're not going to go shooting out in the rain after all. So. But till the next one, anyways, see ya!